Handa Ferry, this is Handa Island, over.
Yeah, go ahead.
Handa Island is a remote island off the northwest coast of Sutherland in Scotland. It's owned by Scowry Estate, managed in partnership with the Scottish Wildlife Trust. The main reason that the Wildlife Trust is involved in the management of Handa is because of the internationally important seabird colony that it's home to, particularly through the summer months. Handa is the third largest guillemot colony in the UK. It also holds reasonably large numbers of razorbills, kittiwakes, great skuas and Arctic skuas, as well as smaller numbers of puffins. This month we were fortunate enough to have the solar system upgraded by AES Solar, and that solar system has enabled us a lot more access to the internet, connectivity with our headquarters down in Edinburgh primarily. Power is very important for us to charge our radios so that we've got internal communication across the island, and also communication with the Handa Ferry that brings visitors and volunteers over to the island. So without power, life on the island wouldn't be possible these days.
The only building and accommodation on the island is the bothy, and that has the capacity to sleep up to 10 people. On average, we've got about 7 people on the island each week. That's the rangers and long-term volunteers and weekly volunteers. And as part of our health and safety setup, we require everyone to have their mobile phones charged. That's for when they're out on the island, if anything happens to them, or just as our main way of communicating with each other. And obviously, for having 7 people all trying to charge their phones at the same time, we require a reliable power source for that. And definitely with the new system, because we've got a specific 12 volt setup with the new system, that's made a big improvement. Our capacity to do multiple things at the same time has been increased quite dramatically. We can charge a couple of laptops at the same time, which is good because there's us and also volunteers here who've got certain work they need to do online. We were able to Skype for an interview. Previously, Skype was only possible, especially if it was in the morning with the generator on. Obviously, the generator consumes a lot of fuel, but we were able to do a Skype call the other day at 9 o'clock in the morning, purely with the new solar system powering it. And when the team came on to do the installation, the weather was not in their favour, and there was a day the weather stopped the ferry from being able to run, and they were very flexible at being able to come the next day. And when they got here, they were brilliant duo, really professional, got the job done, and yeah, it was nice to spend some time with them and also learn from them as well.
Here at AES we install solar panels all across Scotland, from the central belt all the way up to the most remote regions of the Highlands and Islands. We care a lot about the conservation of local flora and fauna. So when the Scottish Wildlife Trust got in contact with us about a potential job on the island of Handa, we were very excited about this, despite all of the technical and logistical challenges that we would face whilst we were there. Installing the system on the island was also a challenge. We had to get our installers, all of their equipment onto the island when on a date that the ferry was running, and even then we still had to hand carry all of the equipment from the beach to the bothy.